guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tiffany. If you haven't been here before, if you have, welcome back. Today's video is my 5 tips on reducing mental clutter. Alright, number 1 is to write things down. So write out your to-do lists that you have circling around in your head. Write things down that are on your mind. Write down your grocery list. Write down your activities for the day or your schedule for the day. Just get things written out so that you don't have to keep thinking about them over and over and over in your head. So one of the things that helped me the most was to start keeping track of everything that I had going on, even when I felt like I didn't have a lot going on. So I started using a calendar. You can also use a planner. Jack. So I use the app on my phone. That's just what works best for me. Even if you feel like you don't have a super busy schedule, it really helps to just write down the things that you do have going on. For each day, you can look at it and say, okay, I have nothing going on today, so I can go get coffee with a friend, or I can get some errands done, or whatever. And you can kind of look at like an overview of your week too, and just see, you know, what you have going on. It just helps a lot. You don't have to keep things in your head. All right, and number 2 is once you have everything written out, go in and start reducing the things that you have on your to-do list. So that way you're going to free up time and you're going to free up more space in your day. It's easier to look at a day that's planned out that doesn't have a whole lot of things, because if you look at your day and it's planned out and you are booked from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., that's a long day, and you're still going to be thinking about everything. So you're still going to be thinking about, oh my gosh, it's such a busy day. I have this and this and this that I have to do. And some days we can't avoid that. But if you have things on your list that don't need to be done that day or don't need to be done at all, then you can take them off the list. It really has helped me to be able to just write things down, see what's going on, and decide that there's things I don't actually need to do or think about or worry about. All right, number 3, and this is probably one of the hardest ones, is to decide not to think about the things that are not important to you. So don't relive that moment where you should have said blank instead of saying what you did say. And I know a lot of us do that. I do it all the time. You can't change what you said. You maybe make yourself feel better by thinking of a better answer and now thinking, I wish I would have said this because it makes so much more sense. Well, it doesn't matter. It's over. It's done. Chances are that person didn't even catch what you said, and they're not sitting there thinking, wow, they really should have said this because what they did say didn't make sense at all. It doesn't matter. It's over. That person's not thinking about it, and you shouldn't sit there thinking about it either. Something I've also found that I struggle with is when one of my friends or somebody who's in my life that's important to me is going through something, I tend to sit and think about their situation and how can I help them. If it's not happening in your life, you don't have to constantly think about it and worry about it. Obviously, there are big things that come up, but I'm talking about the little things. Like maybe your friend and her boyfriend got into an argument, or maybe your friend had a disagreement with his boss at work, or he's afraid he's going to lose his job. You don't have to sit there and think about, oh my gosh, that would be so terrible, that would be so terrible, because you sitting and worrying isn't going to help. And I'm guilty of this too. I think that sitting and worrying about it over and over again means that I care and that it can help in some way, but it doesn't help at all. It's just going to stress you out, fill your mind with a bunch of clutter and thoughts you don't need to think about, and it's not going to help your friend or that person in your life at all. If you can offer them advice or just a listening ear, that's so much more helpful. This isn't the easiest thing to do. It's something you're going to have to be mindful of all of the time and consciously make a decision to stop worrying about other people's lives or situations or troubles, and stop thinking about all the things you should have said today or how something else could have gone down better. So those things are over and done, and we don't need to keep ruminating about them in our minds and stressing ourselves out and filling our minds with a bunch of stuff that we just don't need in there. All right, and my 4th tip is to focus on right now. So what's happening right now? What are you doing? Are you washing dishes? Really concentrate and focus on the fact that you're washing dishes. Even if you have to do silly things like pay attention to the color of the sponge. What dish are you washing right now? Like anything to just bring yourself to the present moment is going to help a lot, because you're not going to be multitasking and thinking of what's coming next, what's coming next. You're actually going to be focusing on what you're doing right now, and that kind of pushes out other thoughts, worries, anything else, when you're just focusing on what is happening now, whether you're doing homework or chores or cleaning or walking a dog or exercising. Just focus on that and it will push out all of the other thoughts. So just trying to be fully present in that moment and not letting anything else distract you. All right, and number 5. This one is something that helped me, and I was kind of surprised about it because it's not kind of like, it's probably not something that anybody else would talk about in a mental decluttering video. Maybe, I don't know. And that is apps on your cell phone. Our cell phone we use every single day. We're on it every 5 minutes. And especially if you kind of do work online or you work in a business where people are texting you constantly or you have to be by your phone, you're always going to be on your phone. When we're bored in a waiting room, we're on our phones. Even when we're not bored or we're watching TV, we just have a habit of grabbing our phone and opening it and looking at the app that we were just in or checking all of our different apps. So my last tip is to clear off the apps on your phone that you do not use. Nowadays, we don't have to keep apps just in case because you can download them later. If you're not using an app, don't save it just in case. Just get it off of your phone. I'm not going to tell you to stop being on your phone, even though I know that that can help a lot. But I do think that cleaning your phone up and decluttering your phone and what you have on your phone will help a lot because you're going to have less to go to. So when you turn on your phone and you're looking through it, you're not going to have 10 different apps that you need to check notifications on. You're only gonna have maybe 2 or 3, hopefully. And even if you do check those, that's fine because you're not constantly getting bombarded with all of this information and everybody's thoughts and everybody's ideas and everybody else's pictures. You're just you're just choosing what you're letting into your mind, what you're letting into your life, and what you're letting take up your time. The same thing goes for subscriptions, email subscriptions, people you're following, any kind of online subscription. If it's not adding value to your life, if you are just reading it because you feel like you have to because it showed up in your inbox that morning, you can unsubscribe and unsign up and unfollow and unfriend and whatever it is to get it out of your life. So all of those things add mental clutter to our life, and it's something that we're reading and putting into our mind, and some of them just aren't necessary, and if they aren't adding value to you, then it is absolutely not necessary to have them. You can focus your time, your mental energy on things that are important to you. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Let me know down below any other tips that you have or any ways that you have implemented some of these tips into your life. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow.